Hello everyone, my name is Lowko, and today we're getting started with the Brood War campaign in StarCraft Remastered. After completing, of course, the original campaign already on YouTube as well, today we're jumping into the expansion, but we're gonna be playing it with the remastered graphics that recently came out. Now, as you all know, I am a massive nerd. I love StarCraft in particular, but I have never played the Brood War expansion campaign before, so everything that we're about to find out is going to be new to me as well. Protoss campaign, The Stand. The nefarious Zerg Overmind has been destroyed, and the Protoss homeworld of Ire now lies in smoking ruin. As the executor of the remaining Protoss forces, you must now attempt to reunite your beleaguered people and save them from the ravenous Zerg who still roam mindlessly across the blackened fields of Ire. Let's jump into it. Escape from Ire, isolated Protoss base on the planet. I'm excited for this. It's gonna be so good.
Greetings, Executor. Though we all grieve for the loss of mighty Tassadar, we must find the resolve to carry on. He sacrificed himself to destroy the Overmind, but many Zerg still rage across our ruined homeworld. Without the Conclave to lead us, or the protection of our great fleets, it seems we must fend for ourselves.
Eldaris is correct, Executor. As we have both seen, the Zerg will not halt their rampage until every last one of us is dead. I suggest that we retreat to our last functional warp gate and travel to where the Zerg cannot follow us.
With all due respect, Zeratul, the Protoss do not run from their enemies. Ire is our homeworld. It is here that we shall make our stand.
Just as your Conclave did. They are dead now, Eldaris. Dead because they allowed their pride to blind their reason. Only if we learn from their mistakes can we live to avenge them. Now, Executor, I know of a place where we can find solace. It is Shakuras, the secret homeworld of my people, the Dark Templar.
Your people? We would be seen as tyrants to them. Why would they shelter us?
Have I not pledged myself to your cause? Not all beings are as unforgiving as your lamented Conclave, Eldaris.
You are right, of course. Executor, Zeratul shall find us passage to the warp gate. After the gate has been secured, Phoenix and the new Praetor Artanis shall lead our surviving brethren to Shakuras.
Executor, I am Artanis. Though I have only recently been appointed Praetor, you can trust that I will uphold the honor and traditions of the Templar.
We shall see.
Hey boys, mind if we tag along? I figure heading anywhere has got to be better than staying here with the Zerg.
Commander Raynor, as ever, your assistance is appreciated. We would be honored if you joined us.
I love the personalities of all of those people, not gonna lie. There's a lot of, there's a lot of tension in between everyone. I think it's awesome. Although, Raynor seems to be just mostly tagging along at this point. But regardless, in the next mission, the very first one of the Protoss campaign here, we need to bring Zeratul to the warp gate. And of course, that means that Zeratul must survive. Let's jump into it. Are we gonna start up with like easy, missions right here as well? Usually, at the very least in chapter 1, 2, and 3, right? The first missions were pretty straightforward. I have no clue if it's gonna be similar right here as well. So far though, judging by the amount of units we get right from the get-go, I don't think that is going to be quite the case. That Citadel of Adun does look like it should be powered by that single pylon though, but regardless. Of course, with the Brood War expansion, a whole lot of new units and buildings and whatnot were added to the game as well.
So as to stand of lower Zerg reinforcements through them.
Now, Nidus Canals, I'm pretty sure were in the original as well, but regardless, there are a whole lot of new units and structures and whatnot that got added when Brood War first was introduced. Now, of course, if you watch any kind of professional StarCraft 1, you'll be fully aware of this situation as well, because a lot of those units are absolutely detrimental to the balance of the game. Like, for example, the Medic. I mean, medics, they are pretty good at what they do, right? They're pretty helpful at, like, making Terran live for a little while longer, and that's just a little example. Now, it does look like I'm going to have to micro here at least reasonably well in the earlier part of this game. But so far, we seem to be advancing quite rapidly. A lot of proto structures here, though, not doing particularly well. I'm going to make the assumption that is due to the fact that the Zerg is mostly uncontrolled now. I mean, obviously, we're going to lose a Zealot here, it looks like, yeah. Obviously, we killed the Overmind, we killed the Cerebrits, but that does mean that there's still going to be at least a little bit of Zerg roaming Ire. I'm not entirely sure what happens, actually, if we clean all of those up. Are they just going to be leaderless, or, like, how is this going to work out? Ooh, we got some new Zealots.
There is no time to waste. We must join our brethren in battle.
Come here, come here, come here. Don't run. Woo! Okay, I got a lot more dudes. I was gonna say, why don't they listen to me? But I guess that's why, huh? Zeratul, get in the fight, please. Luckily for us, though, Zealots are pretty good against Zerglings. And while Zerglings are quite a bit stronger in this game than they are in StarCraft 2, at the very least, once you fully upgrade them, in particular in StarCraft 1, they are absolutely incredible. But right from the get-go as well, even without Zergling speed, they are very good. I think we should go ahead and target fire down some of these Nidus canals, because a lot of units are indeed spawning out of them. Zeratul seems to have a pretty easy time killing them very rapidly, though. His damage output is ridiculous. Very nice. Dealing with it thus far, although I don't have that many units remaining anymore. I wonder if I maybe should have nuked them down just a little bit faster, but regardless, this is going to be the first mission. I'm assuming that it's going to get quite a bit more difficult. Now, a lot of you have pointed out that the Brood War campaign is quite a little bit harder than the original campaign. I haven't really found any severe difficulties. Mostly just making the first campaign harder on myself because I, wasn't quite sure exactly what the map objectives were. Or what the map objectives were, rather. I'm not entirely sure if this one is going to be much harder, but regardless, we are, doing a pretty good job in most of these missions thus far, at the very least when it comes to completing them. Not really running into a whole lot of issues just yet, but apparently we may very well run into some during the Brood War expansion, just because this one is a lot more difficult. As long as Zeratul is alive, though, we seem to be able to do a lot of work. Slowly losing a few Zealots here and there, though. Gotta say, I'm actually really impressed so far with the way that these expansions, or these campaigns work out. Really fun, very good, and actually I love the way that the story is being told as well. Very similar to the StarCraft 2 campaign, which I played without previous knowledge of this storyline right here. But regardless, I played the StarCraft 2 campaign, of course, without really knowing a whole lot what's going on. There were a ton of cutscenes in that game too, and it's one of my favorite things in games when, there's not only a great set of missions, but more importantly, also a very good storyline, right? Storylines go a very long way in enjoying a video game, and StarCraft is really good at exactly that.
To see more of our brethren on the battlefield.
A lot of Ultralisk. I would like to keep my Zealots alive for a little while longer if I can, and I'll let that happen. Trying to micro the weakened units backwards as well. We're keeping the majority of the stuff alive, although I seem to be zigzagging around this map so far. There's an Arbiter Tribunal. And another one of those Zelnaga buildings. And apparently an Archon, as well as a whole lot of stuff. Nice.
This is all that remains of our forces in this province. We have found the location of the warp gate, but there is a sizable Zerg force blocking the way.
Oh, there it is. Alright, so I'm only gonna have access to a small number of units. Although, 2 of those units are going to be High Templar, and they do have Psionic Storm available, which is great. There are also some shield batteries over here, which I can use to, of course, recharge some of the shields if we need to. I'm not sure if we're going to be capable of microing any of these units backwards, but regardless, I think that this is a perfect moment for our first save game to just simply make sure that we're going to be, holding on to this objective point. Actually, I'm going to be removing you out of hotkey 2, and I'm going to be adding you to hotkey 1. Just because the Archons in the front is usually a pretty, it's a pretty good idea. I don't have that many units, but I think that assuming I just got all of this unlocked is probably going to be enough. Let's put the Archon close to the front. Put you guys at the very least reasonably close to it as well. And we'll see if we can clean up this sizable Zerg army. We have to be quite careful here with our storms. Of course, once again, there's no smart casting available in this game, making it quite a little bit trickier. So far, that sizable Zerg army is being taken care of. Although I lost, well, I actually lost 2 zealots there already in that first little bit of an engagement. I will need to hit my storms perfectly though. I don't know exactly how many units we're gonna have to deal with. But like I said, there's no such thing as smart casting, so I can easily waste all of the energy on my units. And actually, I just lost the High Templar there because apparently I let it slip forward for just a split second. Not sure if we're gonna need it, but let's figure it out. So I only have 1 more storm available right now. And really not that many units here either, to be completely frank with you. Now we are getting pretty close to this force already though. Although I'm guessing the ramp leading up is gonna probably be on the left-hand side. I could of course back up as well, by the way, and you know, make it a little bit easier that way. To just simply recharge some of the shields and, you know, maybe get ourselves another High Templar here. But so far, we seem to be able to make our way towards this warp gate at least reasonably easily. And I think we're going to be able to walk up the ramp here. And potentially already, you know, complete the objective. Because of course, Zeratul is the one that needs to make his way towards the warp gate. There it is. Gotta say, warp gates look a little bit differently in this game than they do in StarCraft 2.
But here we are. I have located the warp gate. We must hurry and evacuate the colonized survivors before the Zerg return.
What do we do? Is everyone just gonna go in there? Ooh, get in there, boys. Zeratul, get in there. Ooh.
Just worry about getting your people through the gate, Executor. Phoenix and I will hang back and protect our flank.
So do we have 2 Praetors now then? Guys, what are you doing? Get through the gate. Don't you see there's way too much Zerg here? Okay, good. I thought I had to actually defend that, but no, it looks like we're good. The Dunes of Shakuras. Protoss base camp on the planet Shakuras. By the way, does that mean that there's currently 2 Praetors though? Is there both Phoenix as well as Artanis?
Entoro Tassadar, Executor. The survivors from Ire have made it safely through the gate. Yet, amidst the chaos of our retreat, we lost contact with Phoenix and Raynor. I fear that they may have been overrun by the Zerg.
Fear not, Artanis. Phoenix is as stalwart a warrior as I have ever known. And the Terran Raynor has proven himself to be highly resourceful in the past. I for one believe that they made it here safely. But while we wait for word from them, we must reconnoiter the surrounding area and find a suitable location for a more permanent settlement. Once we're situated, we can begin to search for the Dark Templar.
Alrighty, so we need to establish a base and find the Dark Templar. Very good. Here we are. Ooh, look at that. We got quite a different tile set, eh? So this is going to be Shakuras. So Shakuras is going to be the home planet of, apparently... I got 600 minerals, by the way, so I think I can construct a nexus here, but regardless. This is the home planet of the Dark Templar. One of the coolest races in any video game ever. Although I guess technically speaking they're Protoss. They are quite a bit different as well. Gonna say though, I really like this bluish taint that I gave to it. That's really nice. Still very Protoss-y, still a little bit different, and apparently there's dinosaurs here. Oh no.
Zerg on Shakuras. They must have taken control of the warp gate on Ire.
Come on. Did I just really lose a probe there? Okay, at the very least we got an expansion here either way. Not that big of a deal, I can easily remake it. I guess somewhere around there is good? It's kind of hard to say. For now though, I think we're gonna go ahead and construct ourselves maybe even 2 pylons. Just because we are more than likely gonna need it, and it's gonna take quite some time for that nexus to finish up. Now in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and check around here with the zealots to see what's going on. Obviously in the campaign you don't quite have to play absolutely perfectly. I didn't expect there would be any Zerg here. But apparently there are Zerg right now on Shakuras as well. So apparently they may have used that warp gate too to try and make their way to another world, I suppose. So Nexus is gonna be constructing. There's a little bridge here. leading over what seems to be a river, and there's gonna be creep there as well. I'm sorry, Hydralisk. Stop chasing us. I don't want it. Okay, good. I wonder what kind of structures, though, we're gonna be capable of creating. So it looks like we have not quite access to, like, carriers and whatnot, which seems fair enough. So I think that for the very first mission, it only makes sense if we focus our efforts primarily on Zealots and Dragoons as well, the, you know, the gold standard for Protoss. But that is gonna, you know, take me at least a little bit of time to build up a force. So give me a minute while I establish this base. Woo! Wait, I found them! They're right here. I say that.
Ooh. Glad I am to see that you've returned home after these many decades. But the strange guests that have followed you here seem ill-tempered. Well met, my brother. Indeed, these creatures known as the Zerg have no regard for the sanctity of life. Once we have secured this area, I shall tell you everything I know about them in council. I'm sure the Matriarch will be eager to hear your tale as well.
Executor, we have received a transmission from Raynor and Phoenix. They are still alive and are fighting to retake the warp gate on Ire. We must secure the gate on this side without delay.
Okay, that's awesome. So the missions are already a little bit more, you know, in depth, I suppose, than the previous ones that we have played. That's actually really good. That's good to know. That means that there's going to be a little bit more variety in these missions as well. Because apparently our objective right here mostly changed, right? I mean, I was just going to build up a Zealot Dragoon army. And I think we are still going to do exactly that. But, you know, our first objective sort of completed itself. Because the Dark Templar just randomly showed up. Now, it does look like there's not going to be a Zera tool here. So for now, I think I can go ahead and use these guys to maybe do a little bit of exploration. See if we can move them across the bridge and, you know, make this at least alright. Getting myself a gas geyser right now as well, by the way. I don't think I want to really mine too much gas just yet, but we can at the very least use this to our advantage. And as long as there's no detection, of course, the Dark Templar are going to be very, very powerful. They're going to be capable of taking down at the very least a couple of these Sunkens, which I appreciate. There we go. Get another pylon started. And I may actually be able to complete a chunk of this mission at the very least with just these guys. Now there is going to be at the very least a Spore Crawler there as well, so that guy will have to run for now. But at the very least we're already getting a nice little settlement here, which I can use to, of course, build up that army. Another, actually, no, that's going to be a creep colony, Loko. I guess I should go ahead and nuke that one down, though.
No sign of Phoenix or
Got him.
Raynor. They must still be on Ire.
I guess there must be, eh? I mean, Dark Templar are pretty good. There's an Overlord above now, so that's a little annoying. Okay, let's just run for now. Let's just run for now, Loko. We should probably set up a bit of a base before we accidentally, like, trigger all of the Zerg to move towards our main. All 4 of the Dark Templar are still alive, though, and I got my very first warp gate, or rather gateway, coming in right now. I'll get myself a forge here as well. And once we get the Citadel of Adun done, as well as the Cybernetics Core, we can go ahead and get that ranged upgrade, as well as, of course, the Zealot leg speed upgrade, which should make this a whole lot easier. Also, we're already almost done making all of the economy that we really need. I think about 3 probes right there. Maybe 4 probes in the gas is going to be a little bit better, but regardless, we have about a control group worth on minerals there as well. I think this will be the last probe that we will make for now. And next up, I'll go ahead and get myself the Cyber Core, and from there on out, a lot more tech structures as well. But now that I've got a pretty solid army already, I mean, I'm producing out of 3 gateways at once. I'm getting +1 armor here as well. I think that it's about time that I go ahead and move out across the map. Gonna set up my F2 hotkey right over there. So that's gonna be a camera hotkey that will quickly allow me to produce out of all of those gateways. And we're gonna attack move over towards that area. So my attack, my F2 hotkey is gonna be right on top of all of those gateways, so I can quickly produce out of them. And I'm gonna try and keep my money low, of course. Now with the Zealot speed upgrade done, look how much faster they are. That makes them so much better at just simply defending an area. I'm not entirely sure what our objective is right now. I mean, I had to go ahead and find that warp gate. I think I've done so successfully. Maybe we need to look around here and make sure that we are indeed... No, don't kill that. That's bad luck. I actually don't know exactly. So, hold up. Let me go ahead and open up the mission objective. So, we need to destroy the Zerg base. Okay, so the Zerg base is going to be in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Let's go ahead and continue onwards with that for a little while longer then. There's still no, you know, animation changes whatsoever on those unit-producing structures. It's so odd to see. Regardless, though, +1 armor is just about to finish up. Let's go ahead and put all of the zealots in the front here as well. And then the dragoons in the back. Usually they can fire over all of those units a little bit more conveniently anyway. Okay, very good. Let's construct another pylon then. +1 armor. Are you done? It looks like it's finishing up right now. And that means that I'm going to go ahead and 1A, 2A, 3A. Although, I guess I got my my attack hotkey bound to E. Regardless. Is this actually even the base that we need to fight? There seems to be a, at least a couple of defensive structures here for Zerg. Although I don't really know if this qualifies as a base. No, I don't think so. This is actually an expansion that I might potentially take. Although, I have found out that creep does not recede very quickly. Although, actually, they may have changed that in Brood War. I mean, in StarCraft 1, it took forever for that to recede. I'm just gonna go ahead and send a probe this way, just in case we need to. Huh, I was actually assuming that that was going to be the base that we needed to take care of as well. Then it means that it's gonna be across that little bridge on that side of the river. There we go. You're gonna be hotkey 3. Very good. And before we do anything, because I don't really want to overextend, I'm gonna go ahead and save just to make sure that we don't make any stupid mistakes. Usually you cannot really, you know, afford a whole lot more than these couple of gateways that I've got right now. Are the dragoons stupid enough to move across the bridge? Yes, they are. Very good. We all know that dragoons can be a little bit funny. By the way, I think there are not going to be any kind of bonus objectives in this campaign either. Bonus campaign, or bonus objectives rather, were a part of Brood, or of Warcraft 3 rather. I, of course, did already do a full playthrough of Warcraft 3 as well. I'll go ahead and link that down below the like button in the description of this video. But regardless, Warcraft 3 did introduce bonus objectives, although Warcraft 3 came out about a year or two after the release of... actually, I don't know exactly. This one came out, I believe, in 1998. I think that Brood War... Yeah, Brood War must have come out in like 1998 or 1999. I think that it was that... about 2001, 2002 or so that Warcraft 3 released. Regardless, we're doing a pretty solid job at killing a lot of these units right now as well. But as long as there are bonus objectives to complete, I will do them as well. But I don't think that that is going to be the case right here at the very least for the time being. Let's go ahead and send just more and more units across here as well. We are taking care of the majority of this base. Although apparently there are some reinforcing Hydralisks and Zerglings now as well, trying to deal the damage to us. I think we are indeed taking care of the majority of the stuff here. Just by simply quickly, you know, dashing in between all of the bases. We seem to do a pretty good job at it. Now, there's still quite a lot of Zerg remaining here. I don't think I can keep that Hydralisk, or keep that unit alive here. There's still some static defense. I could always go ahead and, you know, take it a little bit easier, you know. I don't really need to play this aggressive. We could always go ahead and just simply sit back and create ourselves another expansion and use that to our advantage and eventually overpower the Zerg. But I quite enjoy having these smaller army fights as well, which seem to work out just fine. A couple of Zerglings spawning right now as well. You gotta keep in mind, we have a really powerful force here. Dragoons have a tendency to kill stuff really rapidly. And I think that now we're taking care of most of the tech structures as well. That prevents those kind of units from spawning. So we just, of course, got rid of a spawning pool there. Or at the very least, we're killing that right now. But we also just got rid of the Spire. And I think that prevents that unit from spawning too. So no more Mutalisk, no more Scourge. And I think that this lair may very well be the last of the structures for the Zerg for now. We got more and more Zealots moving across. I think I actually could have even afforded up to maybe 4 or even 5 gateways here at once. But regardless, with my base running rather low here, the second mission seems to be completed here. At the very least. Right now as well, I think. There we go.
Executor, My crew and I will remain here on Ire and shut the gate down on this side. It's the only way to make sure that the Zerg won't send more reinforcements to Shakuras.
You will be hopelessly outnumbered, and once the gate is shut down, there will be no one to save you should you be overrun.
Yeah, well, I'm a man of action. What can I say?
I shall remain with Raider as well, Executor. My duty is to Ire after all.
Farewell, then, brave warriors. We will send through all the troops we can spare.
Thanks. You kids just remember to play nice from now on, okay? Wish us luck.
There we have it. The second mission of the 4th chapter of the StarCraft storyline has been completed as well. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did and you have not already, do make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you get a notification as soon as the next missions go live as well. But other than that, I want to thank you very much so for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I'll see you in the next one.